Hi, hello everyone. This is Shanmugaraj. Welcome back to my channel. One of the aims of this channel is to build a global knowledge sharing platform in the domains of leadership, agile, and project management. You can join me and help me with that either by subscribing to this channel or sharing my videos to our friends. Right? So, having said that, let us get into today's topic. Currently, we are discussing some of the leadership ideas from MIT School of Management. Today's topic is tackling climate change with machine learning. This particular article has been published in MIT in the month of October 2023. Why it matters? AI can help address climate change, but some challenges to its use must still be overcome, according to climate change AI co-founder Priya Donti. Mention artificial intelligence and climate change in the same sentence, and the discussion most often turns to the energy intensity of large language models, how much CPU power they require, and how much carbon that emits. Priya Donti, an MIT professor and the co-founder and executive director of Climate Change AI, a global nonprofit. She offers an alternate view. Speaking at this year's Climate Tech Conference hosted by MIT Technology Review, Donti said that not every application of AI requires immense amounts of energy. There are a lot of models that can run on a laptop. More important, AI has vast potential to accelerate the search for solutions to the climate crisis. Drawing from tackling climate change with machine learning, a 2022 paper she co-authored with 21 fellow researchers, Donti highlighted ways in which AI is helping scientists and policymakers think through and address the challenge of climate change. The first step could be gathering and analyzing data. The quantity of climate related data produced far exceeds the human capacity to analyze it. Donti pointed to satellite imagery as one example, a firehouse of pictures that show agricultural land, say, or forest cover around the world. In these cases, AI can be deployed to assess what kinds of crops are being grown, where, and what adaptation measures should be put in place in light of climate projections, or to analyze trends in deforestation and reforestation. The second step could be forecasting. AI can be instrumental in creating various types of forecasts. The nonprofit Open Climate Fix, for instance, uses a combination of historical data and satellite images of cloud cover to derive estimates that better match near-term solar power production with electricity demand. AI can also be used to predict demand for transportation, infrastructure, or probability of extreme weather events. Then improving systems efficiency and predictive maintenance. AI has a growing role to play in optimizing systems such as freight transportation, food refrigeration, and heating and cooling in buildings. A very unsexy but related application of AI and machine learning is predictive maintenance. For instance, AI can be used to detect and patch methane leaks in natural gas infrastructure, before they worsen, thus preventing methane from leaking into the atmosphere. Finally, facilitating the invention of next generation technologies. AI can be used as a sort of scientific assistance. Don't they describe how researchers at Stanford used AI to help companies manufacture batteries more efficiently by analyzing the outcomes of past experiments? The project reportedly reduced the number of design cycles by a factor of 10. However, there are three key challenges that remain. Despite these promising developments, don't they highlighted three impediments to use the use of AI in developing climate solutions. First and most explicit is that machine learning is being used on the other side of the balance. The canonical example is AI being used to accelerate oil and gas exploration and extraction in a way that is projected to create $400 billion of profit for the oil and gas industry by 2025. But there are more subtle cases like the use of AI in the targeted advertising, which drives consumption, or in developing autonomous vehicles, which, don't is said, support individualized transit as opposed to multimodal public transit. Second, as the use of artificial intelligence increases and demand for computing power rises, there is a question of AI's carbon footprint. The impact in 2019 was relatively small. The global information and communication technology sector accounted for 1% to 2% of greenhouse gas emissions, and AI was responsible for a small fraction of that. But as AI's use becomes more pervasive and models grow in power, its contribution should be more carefully quantified and tracked. Third is the challenge of accuracy, particularly as it relates to the infrastructure and public safety. For example, the use of machine learning to optimize and control power grids, which have hard constraints. If you don't get the physics right, the result of AI optimization could be blackout with related economic losses, even the loss of life, the things you really don't want. AI works in averages. It learns to recognize a cat through training on lots of cat images, and an algorithm's success is usually based on how often it was right about an image being a cat, not on how catastrophically wrong it was that one time when it said something wasn't a cat. With regards to power grid, even one catastrophic failure is enormously problematic, and so you need to be back in harder physical constraints to make sure that you are not crossing those boundaries by accident with a model that is optimized for average goodness. Cause for optimism. Despite these challenges, Donti is hopeful about the application of AI to address the climate crisis. Venture capital investment in climate technologies reached an all-time high at the end of last year. Donte is among the industry watchers who expect this year's numbers to be higher. Although the climate tech company ecosystem is a lot bigger than it used to be, a lot of work remains to be done to build capacity, educate the public, and democratize the solution making, which is where her organization comes in. A group of us co founded Climate Change AI to bring together innovators, practitioners, and decision makers working at this intersection of AI and climate change. With this, we come to the conclusion of this video. We talked of the use of AI in climate change, like predictions, forecasting the climate events, predictive maintenance use cases. We also talked about three critical challenges to be taken care of, like AI carbon footprint, using AI applications in power grid that might lead to catastrophic events, then optimization of oil and gas industry through AI, and advocating for self-autonomous vehicles that might increase the carbon footprints. So we need to take care of these three challenges, at least in the sense that a lot of work to be done on building capacity, educating public, and democratizing the solution making. All right. So I hope you guys like these kind of videos that helps you to become a better leader or improving your business acumen and where you want to lead the organization. Right. So with that, I'm signing off. See you in next video.